You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em. Welcome, welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. Oh, I woke up this morning and found out that Kenny Rogers had passed away. 81, surrounded by family, and of course, I had to do his numerology. I looked it up and it was really interesting. He had a 3, which was very artistic. He was destined to be a musician. He had a double 5, which is somebody who has to be out there and being part of the change. He loved travel, loved people, loved meeting new people. And if he spent too much time at home, he'd get bored. And with the double 5, that also means that he enjoyed to play in both sides, the dark and the light side, without going too much and sometimes going too much into either one. But I found myself this morning, I cried. I cried like a baby, and I realized that it was actually very cathartic. It was a very emotional but a needed thing to get out that expression of sadness, because I found that once the floodgates opened, I was not just crying for Kenny Rogers. I was crying for all those who are in pain and suffering. I cry for those who've passed. I've cried for those in my family that have passed, and that I wish I could share my children and this craziness that we call life that's happening to get their opinion. And you know, recently over Christmas, great Newfoundland band called Billy and the Bruisers, lost one of their great musicians, Robbie Mills, and I cried for him and for my friend whose life partner has been taken away. And I realized that through all of this, we need to have moments where we're allowed to be human, and that it's important that while we're staying positive and we're doing our best not to panic and not let this overwhelm us, that we need to allow for that negative emotion to get it out of our systems, because disease is just D-I-S-E-A-S-E, in your body. And if you don't cry, if you don't get angry, if you don't voice your opinions, then that's what causes so much stress. Is like everything, and we can control that. But that doesn't mean controlling your emotions. That could mean having a good cry for yourself like I did this morning. So that's done. I'm going to start crying again, like I'm getting all emotional. So we're not going to do that. I thought we need to look at a couple of things. First, I thought let's look at Fox News, because they have definitely been changing their tune. They went from being a news station, and I use the word news very, very, very lightly, that were completely anti-democratic and anti-anything that was anything against Trump, to, you know, Tucker Carlson calling this this pandemic a hoax by the Democrat Party, to, who's her name? Trish Regan, I believe that's her name. I don't watch Fox News. I get the highlights just so I can see what the other side is thinking. She was even put on ice because of her remarks. So there's definitely a change. They've definitely got the message that this is not a complete hoax, according to them, because there's still people out there that are, you know, yes, this is happening, but the Dems are trying to use it. It's too much. Too much. I keep saying that it's too much. So I thought, let's have a quick little look at Fox News, and we'll do a 3-card. We'll pick out 3 cards and see past, present, and future, how things are moving at Fox News, because they have been changing, so that's quite interesting. So, and I hope everybody's healthy and doing well and maintaining their social distance and staying at home and all that good stuff, and taking care of each other as well. Okay. So first up, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So In the past, they definitely fulfilled their not their destiny, but they started a business plan and they planned for it to be successful, and it was more successful than they ever thought. And certainly, this is the information, communication, and money. And this became even more prevalent once Trump started to be the head of Fox News. Currently, we have the Nine of Wands. Interesting, two nines, two endings. The Nine of Wands is defending themselves. This is having to, this is being, their character is being tested. There are the lone wolves that have stood up for the truth to the best of their ability, or to the most that they could. But this is again changing. People are getting tired of defending the indefensible. And now we have the Six of Swords. So this is moving on, having to change direction, change policy, because the public is going to insist on it. But if they do, they're not going to do a 360. It's not going to be a complete change. It's going to be a slow, gradual change. But they can turn Fox News into another endeavor that could be successful, because this is going from, choppy waters into calmer waters. So I think they will calm down the rhetoric. They will calm down their anti-everything but Trump. So we'll see. That's interesting, because it's definitely, you can feel the change is in the air. The change is in the air, whether you're looking at Trump, whether you're looking at, the politics. I've even seen people just saying, I'm not even comfortable with Trump anymore, even though I vote Republican, so I'm not going to vote. Like, you know what? I'm okay with that. If all the Dems go out and vote blue, 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 and the Republicans decide, hey, we're not going to vote, or we can't vote for Trump, then that's okay too. I can handle that. So I thought, let's have a little look into Trump's week. Today is Saturday, so let's see how next week is going to be for Trump. So I'm going to look at specifics. I thought, let's look at what his focus will be. Let's look at what his emotions will be, and how people are going to perceive him. So let's just have a 3-card look as to what his focus for the week will be. And we have the King of Pentacles. He's going to be promoting himself. He is not going to all of a sudden put the wants and needs and be the voice of calm. He is going to be self-promoting. He is going to ensure it's all about his coinage. It's not, the week is going to start off the same. Emotionally, he's got the Two of Pentacles, so he is frustrated. He is so frustrated that he has to deal with this situation. He is frustrated that he has to acknowledge the loss of money for America as a whole, because he is, on the other hand, while America's losing, boy, him and his family, they are making a killing, literally. And how others view him, the devil. I think people view him as almost like he's got a cult following, that there's this real divide between those who follow and those who don't follow. And people are starting to realize the underbelly, the evil of his ways. It's slowly but surely coming out, and this is going to continue. So let's have a look and see, how is his work week going to be affected? How is Trump's work week going to be affected? the Lovers. So this is coming into a time of major decisions. This is also people who are getting information from more than just one source. It's so obvious what's happening with Trump, with his misinformation, when he's even being called out by the doctor next to him. These are major decisions that are going to affect the future, but he is just not willing to make them. It's like, in order for him to make the decisions, he's got to have somebody in line to blame, which is very, it's Trump. It's Trump. Let's have a look and see how the coronavirus is going to be this week. Let's look at the beginning, middle, and end, because I don't even want to look at Trump. I am telling you, every time I do these cards, it's negative, I see him leaving. Even in this cards, you've got the Two of Pentacles. This is somebody who's frustrated and wanting to leave and looking for an out. This is not an exact science, so I can't give you a specific date that, as of, January 28th, March 28th, he'll be gone. But the energies of leaving, the energies of frustration, the energies of wanting out are there. And in all my readings, I see him wanting to leave, him leaving on his own accord, and him giving the middle finger to the Americans and just not willing to take responsibility. He's just not capable of it. Okay. Let's have a look at the coronavirus, how that's going to affect all of us over the coming week. I'll do a 3-card spread and see how that's going to proceed over the week. Sorry, I think today, with getting my good cry out, I'm just not in a Donald Trump kind of mood. I'm done with it. I'm done with him for tonight anyway. So let's have a look at the coronavirus. 1, 2, 3. So we have the Hermit. So this is definitely, there's a small light being shed on the real numbers, the real devastation. We're only seeing part of it yet. This is going to come to pass, but the numbers are still slowly but surely going up. And this is also reflective of people searching for answers, searching for antidotes, searching for therapies that can help out. We have Temperance. This was destined to be part of our lifetime. There was a balancing out that Mother Nature needed to have, and it's going to continue. There's going to be a balancing. You're going to see hot spots, obviously, like China and them coming down, and other places flaring up. So it's going to be this, almost like a chemistry set of balancing out. And Two of Swords. So this is partial success. So I think part of it is going to be that, we're going to see some new, or maybe getting more positive news, in the sense that seeing therapies or seeing numbers going down. But then at the other side, it's still going to be, this is continuing. This is a partial success. So I think we're going to see some information about numbers, some information about containment, and trying to get a handle on what reality is, because there's still people out there with their blinders on that aren't willing to see the reality. And then there's also the weighing out of each situation, the weighing out of the number of tests being done in comparison to the number of people that are being testing positive. So we are still in a partial way through this week. It's the numbers are going to start to rise, and we're still going to be in a state of what next, what's coming up. So for advice for ourselves, let's have a look. Let's have a look at what could be our message going into next week. I mean, I'm sure we could just say peace and positive thoughts and love, and what message? Two of Pentacles. So we are still going to be in a topsy-turvy week. So hold on. This is when the going gets tough, because this is when we've been into this situation and people are starting to get antsy, and they're going to start to want to be answers, and people are going to start getting frustrated. And that's not a bad thing, because in order for change to come, these things have to come to pass. In order for Donald Trump to get out of office, we need people to get upset and rise up. We need to get part of that, get on the, what did I call it? The Trump dump train? Choo-choo. Oh God, I'm losing it. All right, guys. That's my reading. As short as that was, I just couldn't read on Donald Trump tonight. Emotionally, I'm just not feeling it. All I can say is that he continues to be waving to me goodbye. And I'm just waiting and praying for that day. And we are all going to so celebrate. So, wishing you health. Wishing you light for your darkness. Take care, guys. Have a good night.